Buenas tardes, clase. Today we're going to be learning a couple of different ways to use possession. So first we're going to learn how to use or expressing possession using this word, de. Well, I already told you before that de means either of or from, right? Like, you have seen it in the dates when we said el 15 de octubre, okay? This de in this context means the 15th of October, right? But we're going to use it now for nouns. So in English, you express something by adding an apostrophe S, right? So if I was talking about George's house, we use possession by adding this apostrophe S here, okay? But in Spanish, you can use the preposition de. So I would say it like this: la casa, the house, de George. Okay? Or if I wanted to say my dad's brother, again, in English, we have the apostrophe S, but in Spanish, we're going to say el hermano de papá. Okay, oh, by the way, papá is basically a slang. It's like saying dad instead of father. So this de, here and here, it's like saying of, the house of George or the brother of dad. So that is one way that you can use possession. The other way that we're going to look at expressing possession is through possessive adjectives. Possessive adjectives. Now, we've already briefly started this, but I've never really done a lesson over it, okay? So possessive adjectives tell you who owns something, or they describe a relationship between people. So in Spanish, possessive adjectives will agree in number with the nouns they describe. So we've seen this like me, tú, su, nuestro, and then down here is su. So this would be like saying my, me is like saying my, tu is like saying your, su is like saying his or hers or with the usted, nuestro is like saying our, and then su is like saying their or the plural of ustedes, okay? So let's look at an example with this. My house is big. The translation then would be mi casa es grande. Okay, or what about this? His country is interesting. his country is interesting would be su país es interesante. All right. Now, I said before, possessive adjectives will agree in number with the nouns they describe. So, we actually have to have another chart for the plural ones. Okay, so if it's a plural thing, it would be mis, or tus, or sus, or nuestros, or nuestras, and then sus. Okay, so as you can tell, it's the same with basically just an S on each of those. So let's look at each of those sentences again, but with plural nouns. So in English, my houses are big. Now, that's stupid because I don't even have one house, so this is a stupid sentence to begin with. I only have an apartment, and it's tiny. It's not big, but whatever. Okay, so this is just pretend. Because this is plural, then my possessive adjective has to be plural. So instead of me, it's going to be mis casas. Now, sorry that my pen is acting up. Remember, this is a different verb than is because this subject would be like saying they, not like saying it. Okay, so instead of es, I'm going to have son. And then this adjective is also going to agree. So it's going to be grandes. Okay, so that's the difference. Before you had mi casa es grande, and now you have mis casas son grandes. All right. Now, what about his? This also is a weird sentence, but whatever. I didn't plan it well. His countries are interesting. As you can tell, my pen is still being weird. Okay. So, countries are plural, so instead of su país, it's going to be sus. Oops. Sorry. Sus países, which actually, país when it's, no. Sorry about that. The countries in Spanish, when this makes it plural, the Z changes to an S. So sus países, again, verb is son, and this has to agree. So instead of interesante, it's going to be interesantes. All right. All right, now one of the things that you saw was this adjective nuestro or nuestra, which is like our. All right, so those also must agree in gender, okay, with the nouns that they describe. So if you wanted to say our grandpa, it would be nuestro abuelo. Oops, got ahead of myself here. Nuestro abuelo. So we have O here because we have O here. Because remember, it's an adjective, so it's going to work that way. But if you wanted to say our grandma, it would be nuestra abuela. All Alright, so nuestra, because that's an A, abuela. Alright? What if you wanted to say our grandmas and you wanted to make it plural? Then everything would have to be plural. Nuestras abuelas. Okay, so again, it has to follow suit every time. If it's plural and singular, or if it's plural masculine, like this one, then it's got to be plural masculine. If this noun is, oh, this is actually singular and masculine. I don't know what I was saying. Singular and masculine. This one is singular and feminine. This one is plural and feminine. They both have to match every single time. Okay? Let's just look at a couple more examples really fast, and then we'll be done with this. Okay? If I say, his jacket is yellow, the translation of that would be su chaqueta es amarilla. Now, why is this amarilla? Because you're thinking probably the color yellow is amarillo. Well, chaqueta is feminine, so amarilla has to be feminine. All right, let's do one more. Your dress is green. Tu oops, no accent because it's your, not you. There's only an accent when it's you. Tu vestido, sorry, I don't know why that's being weird, es verde. All right. Buenas noches.